Hello folks, I'm Richard Moore, North Mississippi Anti-Gang Stalking Association, YouTube United States Anti-Gang Stalking Association. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been every kind of jail you can imagine. Imaginary jail, Facebook jail, real jail. And obviously when you are speaking out against those that would rather not hear the truth, then of course you can expect to be persecuted. And for me to assume that anything less than persecution would be expected would be rather naive on my part. It's back in 2004. As many of you know, I was framed in a criminal case by law enforcement in Monroe County, Mississippi, and in the city of Amory, Mississippi. So here we are in 2021, and one of the original cast members of this criminal act against myself and my family, my property, and so forth and so on, lying to in federal court, lying under oath, fraudulent reports, so forth and so on. That was made possible by a corrupt attorney, Jeff Navarro, in Amory, Mississippi. And I've been very outspoken about the corruption in North Mississippi as it concerns organized criminal stalking, which is a very real and ongoing problem in the United States and of course globally. We're not speaking of just a few people and a few isolated cases, ladies and gentlemen. We're speaking of hundreds and thousands of individuals have been entered into a program that the list and dossier, none of those things are published because they do it under the guise of the Homeland Security and of course the Patriot Act and these ETTC or TTC or ESPN or PMS or one of these other secret covert deals. So they're similar to fusion centers. I made a post on it, but you have to realize that as a target individual, I'm constantly, unlike the victim is similar to those that complain of alien abduction. So being abducted and probed is that's one of their main things, and I'm talking about probing in every form imaginable. Okay, so that's what these people are about. Thanks to the FBI InfraGard, and then it trickles on down in North Mississippi, where they have a joint multi-jurisdictional task force. That's made up of DEA, ATF, FBI, the Sheriff's Department, Police Department, and probably the Girl Scouts, Mormons, Masons, and we can go on and on. It's a modern day Klan. I'm in the Dirty South. If anybody thinking about the Dirty South and thinking the Klan is a thing of the past, and boy, I'll tell you what, I don't know what you've been smoking or what you've been reading or what you're thinking, but nothing could be further from the truth. There's as much hatred and civil and constitutional rights violations than it's ever been. This is 2021. We got the Civil Rights Bill in the 1960s. What's happened since the 1960s? Well, I'll tell you what's happened, honey. We've gone in reverse. Mississippi alone has set this country back 200 years with the actions that they participate in at this very moment. Now, I catch an individual on my property, leaving my property. I get that individual's tag number, and I run the tag. So happens this individual resides next door to me at a perp house. Later that evening, I catch an excess of 20 on my property, perping, creeping, peeping, doing what they do. For some reason, that doesn't, for some people, apparently it doesn't make their skin crawl. And apparently, it irritates law enforcement when you call them out. You know, we try to picture in our mind what a peeping Tom, creepy, pervert, criminal would look like. But you never expect for it to drive by in front of your house with protect and serve painted on the side of it. Well, by God, that's the way it is. And by God, they want me to shut up, and I tell you what, I'm not going to shut up, give up, back up, let up, or anything else that's got anything to do with it, because as an American citizen, I don't recall waiving, opting out of my civil and constitutional rights. When I've got perps telling me that they can do whatever they want to do, destroy my property, rob, and anything else, drug, there's no limit. The sky's the limit. Whatever a moron can think of is okay, because my calls, my complaints will fall on deaf ears. And if you complain enough, we'll just arrest you. Of course, it's a horseshit arrest. I hope they get in it. You've heard those things. You can indict a ham sandwich. I hope this ham sandwich gets indicted. Trust me on that one. I want my day in court. Then we can have a real conversation about what's really going on. And I've got a short list of some people that really don't want to be in court lying under oath. Not to say they've got any qualms with lying under oath, but at any rate, it's going to be hard to get a clutch of liars all singing the same tune. So when the truth is the truth is the truth. But it's hard to keep a lie straight, especially when you've got, I'm talking, evidence of biblical proportions that condemns, indicts, and damns this program and the individuals that are involved in it. So let's go to court. Let's talk about abuse of power. Let's talk about abject denial of civil and constitutional rights. Or maybe we could talk about the Attorney General of the state of Mississippi, Lynn Fitch, on how they curtly will tell you we are not interested in investigating anything as it refers to your civil and constitutional rights being violated under the color of law. Now, they're quick to have a task force set up for reporting of gouging of people selling hand sanitizer for too damn much money. But now when we talk about civil and constitutional rights, I am absolutely, that's the sacred cow. Who are you to demand civil and constitutional rights? I don't know how much these people that are elected to office, they obviously have been drinking some Kool-Aid, smoking some kind of crack that I've never heard of. But I wonder how long do they think that this program can be successful. You see, the radical left wing wants to depopulate the planet. So they want us to die out young, conserve everything, so have body odor. Bathing is, oh my God, that's going to be next. We'll be just like the French. I mean, that's going to be just a cash cow for anybody that come up with the different types of more perfumes and stuff to cover up funk. That's the liberals for you, and that's what they've given us. Or wearing these ball gagging masks. Y'all say something about these masks, okay? For you mask Nazis out there, why don't you take that mask and stick it up your ass, okay? There are people dying. There are people that their lives are being destroyed, not by COVID, but by the assholes with badges on, patting each other on the back with some good old boy mumbo jumbo horse shit, and criminalize the victim. Ma'am, if you quit wearing these short skirts, maybe you quit getting raped as much. That's the mentality that we're dealing with. There is such a thing called due process. Oh, I guess I'm an old fuddy-duddy talking about stuff that, hell, that's history. We're in a new age now. Well, I can tell you what you're going to have to do is me, and there's a million more like me, is go ahead and kill us off. I know that's what you want to do. Well, we'll just shut up and quit talking about it. We'll get on here and talk about flossing or talk about bullshit that means nothing. I mean, what's really going on? I just I've been going from coast to coast and on American Airlines. You get in the airport, and of course they've already got me here. TSA is already got looking for anything. You know, they love going in my bags, and you know, God forbid. And you always want to leave at least 1 or 2 pair of underwear in there that hadn't been cleaned. Give them something to sniff up, because that's what they like doing. They're crotch sniffers, and unlike those in the local boots on the ground, law enforcement love to grope. You know, that's gets you in the felony position, and spend about 10 or 15 minutes in the crotch area trying to figure out what's going on there. That's the way it's our job. We got to make sure we're safe, and God forbid. But that's called rape and molesting and assault and everything, but whatever they're trying to call it. So yeah, I'm a little bit on a tear, if you will. So I get signs all over the airport. Let's practice safety. So I'm tired of this. This is horseshit, folks. And I didn't want to get on here and talk about this, but I hadn't said anything about it. I'm saying it now. So I'm giving them a reason to go ahead, and they'll probably, black helicopters will land half my ass in less than an hour. So let me get it all out while I can. Y'all need to share this. Why it's shareable. Share it under maybe an assumed name. I don't know what they'll do to you for sharing it. You know, Big Brother's got a big badass chip on his shoulder, but I'm going to tell you what, he's also got a big bad son of a bitch here that's not going to shut up and give up or back up until I get my day in court, until they get their day in court. I'm going to keep naming names and exposing them, okay? You're not going to scare me out of, well, we'll throw you in jail. I've been there and done that, sweetheart, okay? And got a t-shirt and went to the damn house. Have you not got anything new? If you not got anything new, because you might ought to be working on that. Of course, they've got all kinds of bells and whistles for this moronic criminal enterprise. You know, they got to keep names on the list. They got to be continue to make fraudulent entries to justify this money. You follow the money trail, a whole lot of people's ass are going to be in a chink. Now, that's the deal. So, I call this person out for stalking me, and got the audacity, according to what we know so far, is I was stalking him by calling him everything but a child of God on my page. So now, of course, freedom of speech is okay as long as it's something that doesn't hurt someone else's feelings or tells the truth. I could get on there all day long and talk about why everybody should go and get this vaccine, why Bill Gates, that we should elect him as God and things like that. And I promise you, I wouldn't have any problems with Facebook, because they're on some Star Trek, Charles Manson bullshit from hell. God forbid anybody get on here and tell it like it is. And folks, you know, I'm from the old school. I don't know how many different ways you can tell it, but like it is, okay? For me to get on here and try to polish a pig and put lipstick on it, I can't do that. I'm not built like that, okay? If it's horse shit, guess what? I smell horse shit. I'm not going to say, what is that strange odor? I'm not going to dress it up for you. For you PC, politically correct police out there, maybe you could switch channels, okay? I'm not running for office, kissing babies, or trying to win Mr. Congeniality. I could give a tinker's damn how much I'm isolated, or everybody thinks you're crazy, or any of this other horse shit. Good. I don't even like people. So don't do me a favor. Isolate me from the morons. Pull that one off and I'll tip my hat to that. But you hadn't managed to do that yet. So you can't even isolate me from these Kia, Hyundai driving morons, running color patterns and stuff like that. And listen, the parade of fools is always led in where I live, the Union County Sheriff's Department. They'll run through screaming the siren, going 100 as fast as them cars will go. And that means the party's on. That lets you know, look here, you might as well give it up. We have endorsed it. Well, that's never been a secret. Now, what you've done is you put an exclamation point on what I've been saying. I've talked about my fraudulent arrest, the evidence that was planted, who did it. One of the original cast members. Now, imagine, hold on to your seats, girls. One of the original cast members just so happens to be the person that made sure that this dangerous person that was saying awful things about these creepy stalkers was put in jail. You see, and then arrest me, parade me in front of stalkers. How you doing there? Hey, everybody's he. Well, let me tell you, I don't think it's going to be that much giggling when this thing's over, okay? Because don't underestimate. They underestimate. Some people, your average snitch, rat, coward, see blue lights, and they automatically fall down on their knees. And I don't know where you get that. I'm not that guy, okay? These people shit and put their pants on just like everybody else, all right? If they break the law, then by God, somebody's got to hold them accountable. If we don't question our government, if we lose the right to question our government and elected officials, my friends, we have handed what is left of this country over to Red China, George Soros, and Bill Gates, and some of these other baboon-ass son of a bitches that believe they know what's best for us. We couldn't possibly know. You don't know we know what you need. Just shut up, sit down, put your mask on, back up. I'm in the airport. Safe this, safe that. Hand sanitizer everywhere. Spraying people with this, spray this, squirt that, rub this down. But they stick me in an airplane, a Boeing 737, and that son of a bitch was 100 people over what it was built for. Starkiss couldn't pack tuna as good as they packed people in that airplane. I'm confused at this point. So I get it. So COVID is dangerous at 30,000 feet. Or what? Somebody tell me. I'm asking them, and they're all ignoring me. Ignore the guy with the tattoos. Ignore the guy with the tattoos. He's crazy. We're just about 2 clicks away from putting zip ties on him and hitting him with a taser. And boy, I wish that bitch would try that. And it'd take more than one bitch to do it. You can believe that. And I promise you, maybe 10. Well, one of those 10 would still today be getting physical therapy over an attempt like that. I'm sick and tired of people telling me, when am I going to shut up? I'm going to shut up when you shut me up. That's why I'm going to shut up, okay? And you're going to have it today. Pack a damn lunch, get you some more potted meat Kool-Aid, you creepy moron stalker, and keep blowing sunshine up people's ass with this junk science and all this stuff. Too bad. It's a funny thing. They're in all this mind reading shit, but they can't read my mind. That's amazing. Maybe I don't have one, or maybe they can't read minds. Maybe they're full of shit. So I'm pulling their full of shit card today, ladies and gentlemen. So I'd like to say I'd like to apologize for the profanity, but I'm not apologetic for the profanity. I could get, really, I'm not. If you don't like that, then flip the channel, you know. Nobody is trying to operate some mind control here, making you watch, okay? But for those interested in the truth, for those victims out there that feel like that you don't have a voice and wonder, well, what about Richard Moore? And what about North Mississippi and the United States Anti-Gang Association. Well, let me tell you what, folks. Other people may lose their appetite. Other people may lose their balls. People will lose their backbone, which in most cases they've never had one. They have the spinal structure of a damn jellyfish. And they want to get up here and give these nice, beautiful, wonderful alien speeches about what these people are doing. But let me tell you what, folks, I don't know how many people that are running these associations reporting the truth. I report the truth. I'm an alternate media reporter, and I report the truth at facts as I see it, okay? Now, I have that right as an American citizen. By the way, I have that right. And you know, sometimes the truth is not comfortable. In our case, none of the truth is comfortable. None of it. But I don't know how many other people that are running these groups, like Targeted Justice, that's a scam, that are going to jail, that are on the front lines where the bullets are whizzing by, dealing with this bullshit on a daily basis. I am one of them. So, with that said, not only am I talking about it, I'm being about it. Preparing actively, daily, to challenge these people at levels that they never expected. So, the point of me the point I have been making about how law enforcement will exert themselves, false arrest, false imprisonment, torture you while they're in prison. My blood pressure was sky high. I saw a nurse about 24 hours after I was in there. I don't know if she was a nurse or not. She could have been a stripper, which I highly doubt it. That would explain her financial depravity there. But at any rate, hey, you get this. I didn't get the numbers. She didn't have to give me the numbers because you can only, if you're imprisoned, this is not before you've had a due process or anything. They just tell you if your blood pressure is good or not. Mine was perfect. After checking it at home 3 times after that, I didn't know that 200 over 98 was perfect. So I don't know where in the fuck they do their math. So I'm at stroke level, so I have a stroke in there. I said, well, what happened? She checked, yeah, I did. Checked his blood pressure. You see, we should be in a situation, folks, where the victim is expected to prove this. How can you prove that? Look here, I ain't got to prove a damn thing. I'm not an investigator. I pay tax dollars for assholes to get out there and do the proving. I make the complaints their job to do their damn job and investigate it. That's what we're going to ask a federal judge to do. They ask the Department of Justice, say, look, we're not asking you to go to Area 51. We're not asking you about any of this. He's got a complaint, and you won't investigate it. Why won't you investigate it? Now hold it. Why won't you investigate it? Because it has no merit. Okay, based on what? Tell me what part of it has no merit. Because they can't. Because they don't have the goddamn complaint to sit there and pick that to death. Well, we hadn't actually taken it. Oh, well, how about this? How about doing your damn job and at least pretend like you're trying to do something? They don't even do that. This is how ballsy these people have gotten, folks. They just, by God, hey, we'll do whatever. We're not accountable. Folks, the season is vastly changing. I will promise you. Vastly changing on this deniability, unaccountability, criminal, hat and card and smoke and mirror show that these people are doing. To do it to one American citizen is bad. But to do it in mass, what are they trying to do? Drag it along until they can finally, somehow, some way come up with a justifiable excuse? I don't know when that will be, but I'm going to tell you, as long as this old boy's here breathing, I will promise you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to be here. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep calling them out on their crimes. And they keep locking me up. They keep doing whatever the hell they want to do. They can't say now, oh, we don't do. That's preposterous. Well, I beg to differ. We have every single thing that I have talked about that has been done to me since 2004 came full circle. Just a few days after Christmas. Thank you, Lord, for that Christmas gift. I said it was the best Christmas of my life. I'm still saying it's the best Christmas of my life. Okay? It's the best Christmas of my life. They thought, they really try to hammer in, holidays, because they've got the victim isolated. This is the best time for them to feel hopeless and to commit suicide, or to act out, to self-indict themselves, on and on and on. And none of it's good. These are, folks, you'll be surprised. These are people that go to church. Just because they go to church, go to a fake church. You got a fake Christian going to a fake church, praying to a fake God. None of that means anything. The God I pray to is real. Okay? The church is where two or more are gathered in His name. He said, there I shall be in the midst of you. Ain't got nothing to do with that brick and mortar. Are you on the roll here? It doesn't matter. You can be down at Antioch Baptist Church or any other a fundamentalist cult and be on the roll till hell freezes over. But don't hold your breath on the hell freezing over part. But I can tell you one thing, not but one book that you need to be concerned about your name being in. You call yourself a godly person, you are a liar. A liar. You are a liar. You are an absolute liar. God will never permit one of His to come against one of His own. I happen to be a child of God. Oh, and I know you don't like that. Take it up with God, okay? Take it up with God, okay? If you have any issues with that, that's where you need to take your argument. I'm going to tell you why you need to take it there. You can't figure out why I'm still here and I'm still talking. You can't figure that out. Why you've done everything to make me unemployable, destroy it, do this and do that. It just perplexes evil to no end. Well, you can just keep being perplexed. In Revelation, it says, God, I want you to get this, folks. Victims, I want you to hear this. God will open doors that no man can open. And He will close doors that no man can close. Friend, I'm going to be here. I'm here because God has opened a door. And all of hell, and all the corrupt, criminal, creepy stalkers, contractors, government employees that have participated in this, let me tell you what, all of that will not and cannot close that door that God's opened. Now, how do you like them apples? That's the reason I'm still here today. It hadn't got anything to do with anything but what I just told you. That you think that an illegal arrest, an illegal accusation, what about, and then I've got the investigator telling me, the investigator doesn't realize I know who he is. I know the whole play as it's playing. He knows who I am now. He knows that I know. Because these local sheriff's departments want me to shut up. Because I'm just disclosing what I'm doing, folks. I'm doing by what is constitutionally protected, okay? Now, I know that you hate the Constitution. I know you think you're the law, but there's a difference between the law and hell. Don't get me started on it. We're the law. And you got just as many morons as you can count, as far as I can see. That's the law. Okay? Then, so what are these statutes and criminal codes? What are they? Just old words and stuff. And they tell you what it means. It says this, but it doesn't mean that. Go with that stuff. And see, if you got corrupt judges and all that stuff, everybody's getting their back scratched. I don't give a shit about none of this good old boy stuff, folks. I don't give nothing about it. If you're a good old boy, we need law enforcement. There are plenty of good people in law enforcement. They're not down with the bullshit, okay? But I don't know what the numbers are, but I know this, that it's all about money. That's the difference between a person with character and a person that has no character. You see, a person that has no character, as long as you're giving them Walmart gift cards and having high five and Kool-Aid parties in recognition to someone that otherwise would get no recognition, for anything other than being a born loser. But when the money stops, the Kool-Aid stops pouring, they're gone. That's what they're loyal to, is that little bit of recognition, that gift card to be able to go down there and get something that glows in the dark. Or it doesn't take much to fascinate them. Or they can aspire to be a chief, or maybe a chief handler, and maybe furnish a new Kia, or what's that other one? I just said it, Hyundai. I mean to tell you, that is just all dreamy, you know. And I'm thinking, you know, why don't you consider hygiene products? Why don't we start there? Possibly a toothbrush. But no. They've skipped all those sissy things and go for the bigger prize. And so they have no control over their own lives, but now all of a sudden they're empowered because they're haters. A person with character, let me tell you, if it was about money, sweetheart, I wouldn't be here. Okay? I'd go be here whether times are good or times are bad. If it all stopped today and I had 500 sets of lips run up my ass kissing 24/7, I'm not going to stop. You should have thought about that when you started screwing me years ago. It started destroying years ago. It ain't over until it's over, Yogi Bear. But I'm telling you, this boy here is not for sale. I don't base what I do based on the weather or based on how many people are mean mugging me, okay? Or how many cowards act like they want to do something, drive by in front of my house, and one, I think last week before last, he was screaming something like telling me not to flip him off. I'm like, I'm pretty well set off the road there. It's at night. And what is he doing with his eyeballs all up on my porch? See, how would he know I flipped him off? If you don't want to see me flip you off, then bitch, don't drive by 5 miles an hour creeping in front of my house. If I'm out there, you can rest assured that's the least of your worries, me flipping you off. But don't think that for some reason you're immune to getting your issue. You're not. When he comes by screaming out your way, don't you do this, right, talking, I mean, you never heard anybody talk as much shit in your life. And then he stopped, and then he started burning rubber. Well, that was scary. And he goes to the volunteer fire department. That is ground zero. You know, they get the grant money. Alpine Volunteer Fire Department is the deal. They're slap dab in the damn middle of a lot of problems. I've talked about it. They think it's just talk, and but they'll see, because you know what? Eventually, you have to lay a few cards down the table, and they realize. I hope they realize that it's not just talk. I'm quite sure they've a sneak peek, and they've talked with a few attorneys that I know that have to talk for me at times, and I'm quite sure they have settled that end of the deal. One, he's not psychotic, and he don't take medication for it. Y'all can leave that shit, let that go. Two, when I talk about taking it to task and going to court, I have a record of doing that, okay? Public record. We've done it, we'll do it again, okay? Know how to do it. Myself, period. A number 2 pencil and a damn napkin, and I'll have your ass in there, okay? I'm that guy. And I don't give a shit who it makes mad. I'm not trying, again, I'm trying to expose the crimes, and the only way you can do it is with the truth. Victims, write down, chart. You need to journal what's going on in your life. The guy turns donuts in the parking lot at the fire department. That's really scary. But and I'm thinking, you know what? I hope that when I do see you, if I could ever get 10 belly with you, I hope that your hands have got as much energy as your fucking mouth, okay? Because you're gonna need it. So that's the way I feel about that. But if you think you intimidate me, you're not. I'm not intimidated. I'm pissed off that law enforcement has endorsed criminal behavior. I've interviewed people in the past that expressing the same thing I'm expressing, that were murdered, feared for their life, begged me to contact law enforcement, the FBI and all that. They were well aware that I was in this house. They were well aware that these people debriefed with me. To this day, 3 days later, 3 years later, have they taken the first statement? No. Case in point, North Mississippi. My friend, they are running cover and they're covering each other's back. There's too many people, got too much horse shit on their shoes. And it's just, there's too many people exposed. Well, you know what? That's not my problem. This shock and awe, and there's too many in it, and the hill's too tall to climb. Let me tell you what, folks. I lean on one person, that's God, and that's enough. Anybody tell you on a secret? Is it too big for God? God says, what other gods are beside me? None. Hey, there's none under him, there's none over him. He said, I am the I am. What does that mean? That's what I said. Everything. Everything. God sees what these people are doing. Not only does he see it, he understands, he got it figured out. So I don't need to figure anything out. Isn't that wonderful? And he's not laughing. I'll tell you why he's not laughing. He makes it possible for people like me to get on here and say, hey, I hadn't gone anywhere. I had lost my fortitude. I hadn't lost my tenacity. I hadn't lost my will to live or to fight or anything else, folks. I've picked up momentum, if anything. And I'm encouraging every victim. You hold your head up. You hold your head up, and let me tell you, every one of these groups, including mine, are full of perps. They don't even listen. They don't even know what they're pitiful people. They're pathetic. But I know that when I'm talking, I'm talking to, and I get the message out to real victims that say, you know what? There's nothing I can do. And that's right. There is nothing you can do. But let me tell you what, friend. God can. Not only can he is. And that's where you need to lean on him. And don't just sit on your ass and expect God to do all the work. Faith without works is absolutely dead. You need to document. Don't get worked up over it, because somebody that's way bigger than you has got this deal in the palm of their hand. Folks, I am satisfied that is the final answer. I don't know how and when any of this will be addressed, but I can tell you one thing. I don't sit here and fear for my life, freedom, where I'm going to sleep, where I'm going to eat, or anything else. These criminals, these evil people, made it a point where all of those things would escape me. And God made it a point to show me that he keeps his promises. He said he will take everything, every bad thing, and turn it and use it for the good. He promised me that. He told me, he said, I want you to give the devil back everything he gave you. And I've done that. He said, now I promise you, I'm going to give you back everything he took from you. Not just give it back, but 7 times 7. How you like that, creepy stalker pervert? Not only am I getting it back, I'm getting it back 7 times 7. You're looking at it. I'm speaking victory, not because I think I get pumped up and it might happen. It is happening. You're witnessing it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the good news. There is hope. You want to do something worthwhile, share this video. Or not, that's your call. Share this video. I'm telling you the simple things to do. Don't spend the rest of your life jibber-jabbering or trying to get validated about this or that and all this other stuff. There's a time and place for all that. the things that you may hear this expert talk about and this expert. Listen, I 99% of that stuff, I don't look at it, I don't read it. People that know me personally know that I am I'm really disconnected when it comes to all the things that are going on social media and all that. I don't need it. I'm living in a full-blown Technicolor production, okay? And if I take my eyes off of that to look at somebody explain to me how they're reading my mind, folks, let me tell you what. You're just asking for it, okay? You're just asking, oh, you can read mine, it's good. Good, wonderful. You know, then, you know, if that's the case, why in the fuck aren't you at Wall Street or down at a crap table somewhere instead of out here in the tree line or following me around in a Kia, okay? That's what throws me off. I guess that's part of the deal, you know. We'll stay humble and stupid or whatever. I'm not buying that stuff, okay? So please, take it somewhere else. Take it somewhere else. Is it evil? Is there artificial intelligence and all that stuff? I mean, sure there are. I mean, I pull my car into a car wash and hit a button and the son bitch will wash. It's half-assed. I swear to God, it's half-assed. It always is half-assed. Let me tell you, folks, if you want to get your car clean, it's called elbow grease. If you want to keep from losing your shirt, roll your damn sleeves up, okay? Put the work in. Quit chasing these pie in the sky deals and thinking there's an easy way. It's an impossible way, but it's going to require work, and it's going to require some people with courage, not cowards, but people with courage to say, you know what? I'm like Richard. I have had enough. I'm not going to sit here and grow a wishbone. I wish they'd just stop. I wish this, I wish that. Fuck, let me tell you what. You need to get a backbone instead of a wishbone. Because let me tell you, you can wish and wring your hands. The only thing that's going to go away if you ignore it is your teeth. Other than that, by God, it's got to be addressed. And until we start calling these public people that are elected, people that are put in place to protect and serve, people, child protective services, losing 300,000 children a year is unacceptable. Or it's 800,000 a year. It's unacceptable. Where are the kids going? Why in the hell are we talking about masks and ball gags and a 6-foot social distancing bullshit scam, but we're not talking about children that are just vanishing in thin air? This is not a paperwork error. This is called, something is rotten in Denmark, and it's called evil crime. The same people that are responsible for that are the same people that are trying to shut people like me up because, God damn it, we're going to run it for everybody. I'm trying to run it for everybody. If you're a criminal and you're involved in that, by God, you're involved in it. Shoe fit, stick it up your ass. That's how I feel about it. So anyway, I've got all that off my shoulders this morning, so I hope that I didn't ruin anybody's Friday. Maybe I made somebody's Friday. I'll be making some more videos this weekend. I'm gonna drink something. It takes a Brazilian coffee. It burned a whole rainforest to get that coffee to me, and I'm glad. Biden has cutting jobs. The first thing he does is start destroying American jobs. So where we could totally rely on the OPEC countries for our energy needs. Well, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So we got these leftist, tree-hugging people. They hate loggers and stuff. I'm saying, you know, I've told people many times, I said, you don't like loggers, really. You know, they're cutting the trees down. I said, well, I tell you what, try wiping your ass with plastic, and then you come back and holler at me and tell me what you think about these loggers, okay? Just use plastic. Use some Walmart bags, Dollar General bags for about a week, okay? And then let's revisit the tree cutting deal, okay? And, you know, they have all these wonderful ideas. We want to depopulate and slow things down. So let's take the most vulnerable amongst us and kill them all first. In the state of California, the hospitals are told, the ambulances are told, that if they don't believe that they can save this person, or it's going to be too much cost versus all this other stuff, not to try to save these people's lives. Folks, I'm not making this shit up. I have no reason to lie or to skew what's really going on. Of course, who do they want? The nursing homes were hit horribly hard. We just found out in Cuomo, newsflash, Governor Cuomo in New York has lied, and they were hiding, and they missed it. 50% of the deaths were never reported. I know that comes to surprise a lot of you people, but I don't know why you'd be surprised. I don't know why that I'm in an airplane that's 100 people over capacity. You couldn't get, let me tell you what, folks, you couldn't get another, you couldn't get a pocket poodle in there. They crammed in there. And so what's really going on is whatever, you know, like when this, when we were all told that we had a disease spreading around, Walmart never closed, not one time. They militarized them. They started becoming militant. Walmart, in the last 12 months, profit margins. You had Walmart stock, you did good. Made over a trillion with a T in profit. Walmart, trillion. Isn't that something? How many small companies, small businesses are gone, never to return? Folks, we'll never get those numbers. We'll never get those numbers. It's going to be hard to get those numbers because we got a social distance, wear a ball gag, and be tolerant, politically correct, and I don't know what the list is. Again, I'm not watching the news and all that, so I just, you know, I get locked up about every 2 or 3 months for shit you didn't know you could get locked up for, okay? Maybe I should pay more attention and get on with the program with the rest of these clowns. Well, that's not going to happen. I don't like clowns, and I'm absolutely repulsed at people with low IQs and morons, and the list goes on and on and on, okay? And especially someone that's supposed to be enforcing the law got the audacity to call anybody a damn criminal. Well, it ain't the damn pot calling the kettle black. I don't know what it is. What they need to do is, they know what they need to do. But God forbid you tell it like it is. True light, folks, true light always, always, always wins the day. I'll end with this. It was okay during the days when Christ walked this earth that if you had committed broken God's law by adultery and fornication, it was proper to stone that person. I mean, these people had no qualms with stoning somebody to death in a public square. And, you know, and the more I talk about it, I'm thinking, you know, gosh, wish we could bring that back. And because I've got some people that I could get in there. But at any rate, Jesus shows up. They're going to stone this woman for her I don't know if it was adultery. I don't know what it was. Maybe having sex. You know, that's for a long time was taboo. I wish it was in North Mississippi, especially as it refers to having sex with your own family members. I mean, y'all really, folks. Look, Mississippi. I'm going to speak to you personally. Really, y'all need to push back from that. Okay, it's not okay. Keeping the family, all that stuff. You know, I don't know if it was ever okay. I'm pretty sure it ain't okay now. All right, and as a result, we have got just that's how we get all these people stalking. Okay, that's where what's in that gene pool. Their family tree ain't got any branches. It goes straight up. Okay, and so we got these people out here that have been empowered to torture people. But don't say anything about it. Jesus told the crowd, he said, any of you be without sin, cast the first stone. You know what happened next? They all dropped their stones. And then they dropped to the sand, and they started writing their own sins down in the sand. It didn't take a long sermon. It didn't take a list of rules. It took a few words of true light. All of a sudden, people could see the truth. When we tell the truth and expose these crimes, folks, that's the element of true light. The devil despises it. The devil despises it. The devil's a liar and the father of them. Jesus said he came to kill, steal, and destroy, roaming this earth, seeking whom he may devour. Jesus said, I came that you may have life and have it more abundantly. That's a promise he will keep. He can't keep it if you don't give it to him. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to God. Let me tell you what God wants from you. Everything you've got. He wants the ranch. He wants it all. You hear me? God wants everything. He don't want some of it, part of it. He wants all of it. But what he'll give you in exchange is access to everything he's got. Folks, that's a trade. That's a trade that it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Too many times, people that are hurting and struggling just give God part of it. You know what I'm telling you? Give him all of it. The worries, the stress, the broken relationship, the family members that all of those things, the job, your finances, your health, give it to him and say thank you. And you know what? You're going to start seeing in real time what he's got for you. And folks, no system, no program can beat it. I'm a living testament of it. All I can do is tell you the truth. Tell it like it is. Until next time, God bless you. I want to hear from you. You can contact me. You can private message me. Now, look, I know people send me messages and say, when am I going to hear from you? Now, look, I get to a lot of messages. I get, you wouldn't believe. Maybe you would believe it, okay? I do read them. I will get to it. I am interested in hearing your story. And that's another way of digitally documenting what's going on. You do have a place to go. You do have someone that is interested in it. And together, and faithfully, we will and are winning this fight. Until next time, God bless you.